WXII 12 News at 6 starts right now.
Hurricane Dorian batters the Bahamas, killing at least 5 people. Now the storm is coming for the Carolinas. Governor Roy Cooper is urging people along the coast to get out now.
This storm is strong and it's relentless. We must be ready.
Tonight at 6, team coverage from North and South Carolina as we prepare for Hurricane Dorian.
Right now at 6, the Florida coast is starting to feel the effects of Hurricane Dorian.
Yeah, the strong wind and waves are hitting beaches, as you can see, but the Carolinas could see the worst of the storm.
It's calm right now, but a hurricane warning is in effect along our coast. Chief Meteorologist Lainey Pope is here with the latest on Dorian's path and impact. Lainey?
Yeah, that hurricane warning was actually extended northward to include Wilmington just about an hour ago with the latest update. Now, here's the good news. The storm is on the move, and it's on the move as anticipated, moving northwest at about 6 miles an hour. Still a Category 2 storm. This storm, even though has weakened supposedly to a Category 2, it is still a very dangerous storm. It's a large storm. It's growing in size, which means from the center to about 175 miles out, we have tropical storm conditions, and we've got hurricane conditions about 60 miles from the center. So even if this doesn't make landfall, it's already lashing out at Florida with tropical storm force winds as well as some rain, even though the most intense rain is staying just offshore at the moment. You see some of the wind gusts in excess of 30 miles an hour. Florida really getting lucky when you consider this had 185-mile-per-hour winds over the weekend and was headed for Florida. It's making that turn. We expect it to move kind of north and then turning northeast right along our coastline. So hurricane warnings are for the South Carolina coast now all the way up through Wilmington. And we've got a hurricane watch out for conditions within 48 hours that will likely be hurricane conditions along the Outer Banks, the Crystal Coast, and inland, a tropical storm watch that is out along the I-95 corridor. Here is the latest track. This storm moving northwest as forecast. It is forecast to turn to the north Wednesday into Thursday. Key is going to be that turn to the northeast that is expected during the day on Thursday. Right now, the Hurricane Center track is shifted just slightly to the west in response to some computer models suggesting that it is a little bit farther inland. It could make landfall along the North Carolina coast, but whether or not it does really doesn't make that much of a difference because we're expecting hurricane conditions along the North Carolina coast. And a little impact for the Triad points west. I'll be highlighting that coming up later, so stay tuned.
Lainey, thank you. Governors in North and South Carolina are ordering evacuations. Governor Cooper is asking everyone who lives along the barrier island to move inland. An emergency declaration orders people along the Outer Banks to get out tomorrow.
More than 800,000 people in South Carolina are under evacuation orders. A lane reversal still in effect on the interstate leading out of Charleston.
And tonight, the entire South Carolina coast is under a hurricane watch.
Yeah, Kenny Beck live in Myrtle Beach, where Dorian could bring several inches of rain and strong coastal waves. Kenny, what changes have you noticed over the past few hours, if any?
Well, the wind has really started to pick up from earlier today, and this is not Dorian. It's nowhere near here. It's coming here, but that is still a good 30-plus hours away. Other than that, by and large, looks like a fairly nice day to be out at the beach, but don't be fooled by the backdrop. It is a double red flag day here, meaning you may not get in the water under any circumstances. The rip tides are already too strong, and again, Dorian's still about a day and a half away at this point. Of course, no one anywhere on the Atlantic, Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, or anywhere else is rooting for another westward turn or a landfall at this point. But here in Myrtle Beach, a place that depends so heavily on tourism, they are hoping for not only a minimal impact, but even more important than that, a quick recovery after the fact. Only about 30,000 people live here permanently, but every year Myrtle Beach welcomes in about 19 million visitors. The busy season, of course, is Memorial Day to Labor Day, but the Chamber of Commerce president tells me they have a lot of families and groups throughout the month of September and deeper into the fall, too, that are planning to come here.
And the timing of this, if we have to have it, we appreciate it being this week as opposed to last week. We'd appreciate it even more if it stays off of our coast altogether. Business owners, again, are just concerned that guests won't fully appreciate that, again, a storm of this size, like even last year's storm, doesn't actually impact our coast in terms of doing a lot of property damage. So our hotels and our restaurants will be open, most likely.
And in Myrtle Beach alone, there are more than 400 hotels, 1,800 restaurants, even 50 mini golf courses. That's a lot of people who depend upon people from out of town coming here and spending their money. That's a lot of people over the next 48 hours or so who are going to be rooting and praying for, at the very least, the track to hold the way it is, or perhaps even an unexpected eastward shimmy. That's what's happening right now in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm Kenny Beck. We'll send it back to you, Brandon and Brianna.
All right, Kenny, thank you for that update. Houses along the Battery in Charleston are boarding up. City leaders are warning about storm surge, high tide, and lots of rain. They're telling people to leave town to get to higher ground. Nigel Robertson is in Charleston County for us tonight. We're going to check in with him live in about 10 minutes to see if people are listening to the warnings.
UNC Wilmington canceled classes for the rest of the week. Thousands of students are headed home right now. 5 o'clock was the deadline to be off of campus, and if you remember, students evacuated last year as well. It's been almost 1 year to the day that students left campus because of Hurricane Florence. Mandatory evacuations are in place along the Outer Banks, and they go into effect tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Most people living in Nags Head spent the day boarding up homes and their businesses. Dozens of tourists ended their vacations early, too. Steve King is in the Outer Banks tonight. He's staying right on the beach to monitor those conditions, also talking to people who are staying to ride out the hurricane. Look for Steve's coastal coverage starting tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, also on his Facebook page.
Governor Roy Cooper is encouraging everyone to take these evacuation orders seriously. The governor activated more than 300 National Guard soldiers to help with storm response. And the State Highway Patrol is working with DOT crews to keep the roads open for people who are trying to leave the coast. Shelters are opening as well all across the state. Charlotte Motor Speedway is opening its campgrounds to people who are trying to get out of the path of this storm. They can stay for free while they wait for Dorian to pass. So far, dozens of families have reserved spots already out at the campgrounds.
Thousands of Duke Energy crews are ready to respond to power outages along the East Coast. 9,000 line workers and tree crews are on standby in the Carolinas. Strong wind and down trees are expected throughout much of North Carolina. Dozens of Greensboro's firefighters are headed to the coast right now as well.
That's right. The Swift Water Rescue Team will respond to any potential flooding or any rescues that need to occur. The team may be gone for 3 weeks.
Bill O'Neill continues our team coverage from Greensboro tonight.
More than 36 members of the Greensboro Fire Department are heading to the coast right now. They've been told to make plans to be away from home for up to 14 days.
We're ready for any disaster that could occur because of Hurricane Dorian.
The city is sending down 3 teams: Swiftwater Rescue, Urban Search and Rescue, and Incident Management teams. A total of 42 firefighters. The department plans on using its overtime budget to fill in for those members heading to the coast. They're headed to Kinston right now. Later today, they'll find out where on the coast they will be deployed.
It is dangerous. You don't know what you're getting into, especially with high waters. You always know that those waters that you're walking in are contaminated. Any small cut could be devastating also. With infections, and you just don't know what all is in the area you're going to.
Fire officials say Triad residents need to prepare as well. They don't anticipate heavy rain, but expect high winds. Homeowners who use generators in the event of a power outage are reminded to keep that generator outside 15 feet from the home with the exhaust pointing away from the house.
We want them to prepare right now for that. What that means is get 3 days worth of food, 3 days worth of water in their house so they can survive.
Not everyone on the rescue team is headed to the coast, and members of the incident management team are heading to the Emergency Operations Center in Raleigh, where they'll help direct this rescue operation. In Greensboro, I'm Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.
All right, Bill, thanks. A rescue team from Vermont is also headed to the North Carolina coast. A team of 15 firefighters, police officers, and paramedics are on their way to Bladen County. They were initially deployed to Florida, but when Dorian changed course, they did as well. Preparations aren't just happening in the Carolinas.
No, coastal Georgia could also see heavy rain and wind from Dorian. A tropical storm warning is in effect for all of Georgia's coastal counties. People in Savannah have been boarding up their businesses and putting out sandbags. A shelter is also open at the Savannah Convention Center for people who can't leave.
Florida is out of the cone of concern, but the storm surge and strong wind gusts are still possibilities along the state's coast. State leaders are telling people to stay away from the beaches. Days ago, models suggested Florida could get a direct hit from Dorian, but a change in course moved the storm farther from Florida's coast. Hurricane Dorian finally moving away from the Bahamas, too.
Yeah, as the skies clear, people are getting a better look at the destruction. The hurricane flattened homes and buildings, destroying entire neighborhoods. 5 people are confirmed dead, but local experts expect that number to go up. Dorian dumped feet of water in Grand Bahama, and the airport is still underwater. You can see a lot of homes out there underwater as well. Relief teams will not be able to fly in until things are clear and safe. The Prime Minister says recovery after this storm could take years.